Greetings, everyone. Hope all of you are having a fantastic day. Let's get back into it, see what's going on in this tomb. So, we click over here. Ooh. Burial rites fulfill several functions. They mitigate the psychological strain of parting with the deceased. They neutralize a source of disease-causing miasmas, and they suppress the spread of cannibalistic and necrophiliac acts in society at large. There are many ways of disposing of a corpse: burning, dissolution in harsh chemicals, ingestion by all members of the community. But by far the most popular method is burial. A grave protects the corpse against carrion eaters, serves as a place of remembrance, proclaims the merits of the deceased, and, of a special importance, when all safety measures are taken, grave burial prevents the deceased from coming back and visiting their still living relatives. The commander examines the stone sarcophagus resting in the crypt of the Temple of Arueshalae. It was used as a feasting table for demons until very recently. Bones are scattered across the stone top of the sarcophagus. Some are easily identifiable as human finger bones. A human eyeball floats unappetizingly in a clay bowl, and next to it lies a half-gnawed ribcage. The commander decides to examine the symbols on the sarcophagus. At first, the symbols are unfamiliar to the commander, but his eyes soon land on a familiar combination of letters: Delamere. This is the name the cleric Kayado mentioned in his conversation with the commander. This sarcophagus undoubtedly contains the body of a priestess of Arueshalae, Delamere, the Blessed. It is unlikely that the young cleric could have read this inscription, written as it is in such an ancient tongue. However, the information Kayado provided is enough to help the commander unravel the mystery. On the lid of the sarcophagus, the symbols form a circle. The commander notices that the seemingly solid slab is actually composed of several pieces in this spot. The hairline joins between the fragments are almost impossible to see. The sarcophagus there existed a funeral tradition in which the priest would place magic seals such as this on tombs. The symbols on the seal are threatening. I guard the eternal sleep of Delamere. Cursed be any who dare to destroy me. The commander, lore, knowledge, trickery, says the seal can probably be pried off with a knife and disassembled. So Moisex digs the tip of a knife in the joint between the seal's fragments. He carefully nudges the blade until the seal clicks and crumbles to pieces, and the lid of the sarcophagus slides open. Inside the sarcophagus lie the remains of a female archer. The bones are held together by leather armor covered in the same symbols as those on the sarcophagus, and the skeleton's hands are clutching an impressive bow made from an antler. Surprisingly, there is no unpleasant smell from the remains. The commander reverently touches the relics and closes the lid of the sarcophagus, decides to have the remains of relics moved to Drezen, takes the relics from the sarcophagus. Evil, Lich Mystical Path breathes life into the old bones and summons them into his service. Little green flares spark to life inside the empty eye sockets of the once blessed Delamere. With a crunching sound, the fingers of bone clench around the bow. Her body slowly rises from the sarcophagus and takes in the crypt with a hate-filled glance. From her gaping jaw emerges a rasp of vexation. Who has dared? Close. Delamere, the dead priestess, glares at you, green flames raging in her empty eye sockets. What have you done to me? How dare you desecrate my remains? With each word, air from her lungs whooshes out between her ribs. I have a stellar idea. How about we shove her back in her tomb and just act like we've never been here? She's creepy as all hell. Bow before me, Delamere. Delamere's proud back slowly curves into a bow, and through gritted teeth she hisses, "Yes, master. Your temple has been defiled, and your priest revealed to be a traitor." Delamere draws a breath like she's sniffing the air. My country, awash with corruption, demons, cities. They defy the soul. I was right. This cleric is nothing. I want to know more about you. The dead priestess sears you with her gaze. Can it be that my glory has faded, and you do not know of Delamere the Blessed, priestess of Arueshalae, who carries his bow, which always flies true? Or do you mock me? They say you are a great priestess. Is that true? I served Arueshalae faithfully. I carried out his will. I fought against the filth of cities, human hives. People should not live like that. No one should. Corruption seeps from the cities. I was the protector of villages. I guarded them against marauders, against city swindlers, against internal strife, against too many people. I was known, feared, respected, loved. How do you feel in your new form? The priestess's voice trembles with rage. This is an abomination, a betrayal by Arueshalae. He has forsaken me. I can feel my own rot. I feel the corruption in myself. I would kill myself now, but Arueshalae abhors suicide, and your will has bound me like a chain. Tell me about your armor and bow. Pride suffusses Delamere's voice. They are the gifts of Arueshalae. He sent his spirit to me, a white stag. 3 days we vied with each other in stealth and speed, a noble fight. I did not eat the meat, but instead I offered it up to Arueshalae, and from the antlers I hid and made a bow and a breastplate. They saved me from brigands many times, and there were peasants who were not in favor of me. They ambushed me on my travels, but their knives could not penetrate my armor. But my arrows pierced them clean through. I don't have any more questions. Delamere snorts haughtily and tries to offer a harsh retort, but the words stick in her throat, turning into a harsh rasp. I have a task for you. I will obey, master, though being your slave is a torment. Lay Delamere to rest. If you dislike your new life that much, I will not torment you further. I release you. I have no need of slaves. The Lich keeps slaves. I'll think of a use for you later. Delamere's voice quivers with indignation. I am not your dog, carrying out your orders, the humiliation. Stay here for now. The dead priestess nods silently, but her demeanor leaves no doubt of her hatred for you. So you can't bring her as your slave? She's almost guaranteed to betray me. Ah, crap. All right, whatever. Fine. Delamere gives you a long look and her voice sounds pensive. You know, I still despise you, but this existence does have its benefits. Arueshalae forsook me, but I am loyal to him. I can still spread his word, defend his principles, but do not expect thanks from me. I have a task from you. I release you. I have no need of slaves. Bewilderment rings clear in Delamere's voice. You are releasing me? Very well. I will go, but I will not forgive you of your crime, your sacrilege. We will meet again. I'm confused. Seems like I should have been able to bring her as my slave. Unless I'm not considered a true lich yet, which doesn't make sense to me. Did I screw that up? Alright, you know what? I might have screwed it up, but we're just going to let it rock like that. I begged you not to. Oh, Arueshalae. But it makes sense that I'm not considered a true lich yet. You know what? Want to head back to the city, just in case maybe she showed up. And then we can rest and head to, yeah, where is Arueshalae? Okay, so this is the Green Gates. Cool, so that's close by. Oops, not that. What are my quests? Wait for the zero. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. I also need to talk to Arabeth. Oh, everybody's tired. There we go. You see a Kelid, around 50 years old, dressed in a doublet that looks older than its owner. Once it may have been expensive, but now it is worn and patched. A scabbardless sword hangs on his belt, covered in such a thick layer of rust that it looks more like a club. His flushed, swollen face, spongy nose, and the dark circles beneath his eyes suggest that he is a heavy drinker. When he opens his mouth to speak, your suspicion is confirmed by the stench of stale alcohol on his breath. So, you're the commander, huh? It's a cozy little place you got yourself here. All these walls, polished furniture, solid, commendable. Why, I think I'll give you a medal for this. A medal? You're too kind. Don't mention it, I'm a generous soul. But I'm also fair. I dish out medals, and I punish as I please. Who am I? Not just your average citizen. The man groans as he straightens up, affecting a proud, noble bearing insofar as his decrepitude allows. You will be pleased to know that I am Therabine Quintus Miss Hierophanto, rightful heir to the throne of Iz and all Socorus. Everyone knows that no king has ever ruled over all Socorus, and there is no throne in Iz. How would you know? Have you been to Iz? Have you seen it with your own eyes? You haven't. And if you haven't, maybe there was one. My pops used to tell me about the throne in the palace. It was gold all over, and it was encrusted with all manner of crusty things, like diamonds and fire ants, rubies and bubbles. Couldn't take your eyes off of it. That's what kind of a throne it was, and it's all mine by right. Can you prove your claim to the throne? Of course. We aren't just some swindlers. We all have all the evidence. Here, look. He takes the rusty sword from his belt and shows you the hilt, which features a neatly worn-off golden crest. The grinning animal it depicts most closely resembles a hairless possum. Here, the royal Smelodin is the ancient symbol of the rulers of Socorus. I've also got a wart on my chest, in the shape of a crown. Of course I'm the heir to the throne. And for those who don't believe me, well, they can get lost, that's what I say. Let them go to Pelora's Fall, where all the kings of Socorus are buried. There, my entire family tree has been written in stone. Go and read for yourselves. Pelora's Fall? What's there? Are you deaf or what? You should drink a pine needle infusion. It'll do wonders for your ears, and your eyes too. I'm telling you, all the dead Socorian kings are in the ground there, and mausoleums, crypts, and those, whatchamacallit, obelisks, that's right. And it's all written there about my ancestors and about me too. Just go look and everything will make sense. By every law of the land, I'm king. What do you think you're entitled to? We are simple people. We don't need much. I mean, no, that's not what I meant. We aren't simple people, not simple at all. And we need a great deal. A king's palace, a throne, lands. But all that can wait until you take back Iz and make the demons leave. As for now, I wouldn't mind having a king's residence here in Drezen. A place to sleep and some hot food. That'd be a start. Now, what I don't like about this conversation is you only have the option of throw this imposter out of here, which I feel like a good aligned character wouldn't say. He would try to be more diplomatic about it. So it seems kind of weird that that's the only way to end the conversation. But for my lich, it works perfectly. Hey, hey, why? How could you? Ah, some commander you are. All right. Save here. Talk to Erebeth. Erebeth's eyes are vacant. Her thoughts are clearly somewhere far away. Seeing you, though, she snaps to attention. Hail, Commander. I've taken care of the dragon that was attacking our patrols. That's one less problem to contend with. Now we can take the extra lookouts off dragon duty and reassign them to more useful tasks. Excellent work, Commander. All right. And anything here? Making a belt. Fort. What's this other? Can't do anything with that. Rank up. Royal Parade. Oh, wait. 150 material points. All right. I do not have that right now. Can upgrade the military, but not diplomacy at this time. Projects. All right. Disclose. Oh, right. Chronix letters. Can't do that yet. All right. Okay. Is that? Yeah. Okay. So, making a chainmail. This +2 chainmail partially absorbs magic from chaotic or evil creatures. Once those creatures attack the wearer with magic for the next 2 rounds, you gain a +2 profane bonus to attack and damage rolls. And when the effect ends, you get a -4 penalty to attack and damage. As well as come on. I saw a little thing come up. And then as soon as I move, of course it comes up again. Okay, fine. Sure, why not? Oh, wait. Yeah, so this is a Crusader option for you to do, but there's no option down here for you to start it. So it presents, but in the beta right now, you can't complete it. Now let's see, the next one. This one you can complete. Unlock small purple wizards can place an item or weapon. Yeah, let's go with item. That'll work. I am missing Windowall. Windowall, we've got nothing for you to do. Other economy. I think this is all right. That's also sale. Can't rank her up right now. Yep. She'll have to sit on the bench for right now. All right. Okay, now we can go rest and then go see Arueshalae.
A rest would be welcome.
I know. Stop telling me that.
I will guide
I don't care. I'm not dealing with items right now. All right. Area exit. Accept. Still cannot recruit yet. Counter. Dun, 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 dun.
I'll tear your throat out.
I'll tear your throat out. Okay. And still nobody needs to rest, so we'll just go ahead and move forward. Doom, 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 doom. All right.
Our path leads on.
Do here. You heard my call. A demoness looks down at you from atop the crumbling fortress wall. The same demon you freed from the dungeon in Drezen, the one who appeared in your dream. You are able to observe her properly for the first time, noting her delicate features. The demoness is stunning, and her eerie and unnerving beauty bears only the slightest trace of humanity. Thank you for heeding my call. I did not think you would come. In a flash of insight, you see that Arueshalae was partly hoping that you wouldn't respond to her summons. Why did you call me here? I want to help you. You want to know where the demons with unusual powers are coming from. There's a creature hiding in the fortress right now who is privy to the demon's schemes. Catch her, and she will tell you what you want to know. Who are you? I am a demon, a succubus who has killed many mortals. But beyond that, I am also a heretic. I betrayed the demons, cursed their lords, forswore their beliefs and works, and joined the side of the mortals. I still have not earned forgiveness for everything I've done. Not from Desna, not from the mortals, not even from myself. But I will earn it someday. When the Crusaders finally defeat the Abyss, I will know that I played my part in it. Why are you helping me? I have been helping the Crusaders for the last few years. I spy on the demons, I kill them, I sabotage their weapons, I pass on information about their plans to the mortals via the priest of Desna and Kenebris. I do all this because... She drops her gaze and ends in a near whisper. I don't want to be one of them. Why should I trust you? I don't know. The succubus throws up her hands. I'm a demon, and I know this looks an awful lot like a trap. Everything I'm telling you could be a well-crafted lie. I've done nothing to deserve your trust. You're doing yourself no favors here, love. You really need to work on your sales pattern. You wear a symbol of Desna around your neck. Swear in her name that you are telling the truth. Arueshalae presses the silver butterfly to her heart. I swear it. I am on your side. If I am planning something wicked, may Desna strike me down where I stand. Let's say I believe you. What then? There is a hag by the name of Jerunica hiding in this fortress. She lived here before the fall of Sakaris, but when the demons arrived, she was happy to throw in her lot with them. This senile old cannibal knows many secrets, including the one you seek. Beware, you are dealing with a creature that is very old, very devious, and very dangerous. She may not be a demon, but she can move like one. If you hesitate, she will slip from your grasp before you even know it. Fortunately, there's a relic of Desna in this very fortress, the Bell of Mercy. It will help you catch the hag like a cat in a mousetrap. No, wait, you don't say that, do you? Like a mouse in a cat trap? Never mind. What matters is that you must catch her. Hi, doesn't this sound like we're getting mixed up in something that's really got nothing to do with us? There's some ruins and some bell and some hideous beasts, maybe more than one, and we could die over this, over nothing. And then what are people going to say about me once I'm dead, eh? Woljif, the idiot who tried to swipe a rusty old bell? Now that's just shameful. Well, what if I were to tell you that I once read a dusty old tome that said there was treasure somewhere in these rooms? that the army's coffers were left behind when the Crusaders beat their retreat from here. Untold riches, half a year's salary for thousands of warriors. Let's say that I knew where to find this hoard. What do you think? Would it be worth your while venturing into these ruins for a cut of, say, 25% of the loot? What's that now? I think I heard 25, but I'm sure what you meant to say was 40. If that's the case, then I meant. Welch's eyes are gleaming greedily. So how much gold do you reckon is in there, roughly? How should I know? It was a hypothetical question. Why on earth would an army abandon their coffers full of gold here? I'd wager that the most we, the daring treasure hunters, can expect is a handful of coins from the soldiers' hidden stash. But 30% of those coins are yours. I am a man of my word, after all. What can you tell me about this hag? Did you know that there are different kinds of hags? Jarunica is one of the more terrifying types, an Anis hag. This flesh eater possesses frightening, evil magic powers. She is not a demon, but she is far more cunning than many inhabitants of the abyss. Don't listen to her rigmarole and don't believe her evasions. Just grab her, put a knife to her throat, and demand straight answers. And don't forget, like demons, she could travel huge distances using magic. By the sound of the bell will stop her from slipping away. Don't listen to her. Kill her immediately. You've thought of everything, haven't you? I wonder what it is she might tell us. Are you certain you're not hiding anything from us, demon? How will the bell help us? It's an ancient relic of Desna. The Crusaders brought it here when there was still hope that Socorus could be retaken easily. Then the war wound expanded and the Crusaders were forced to retreat, leaving the bell behind. The demons tried to corrupt it or destroy it, but they couldn't. The bell burned them when they touched it. They managed to rip the bell's clapper from it, but they didn't take it far. Look for it. It should be around here somewhere. Desna imbued the bell with powerful protective magic. If you strike it, all demons in their ilk inside the fortress will be unable to move. If the hag cannot move, she will not be able to evade you. How did you know the hag would be here? We know each other of old. Actually, that's not quite true. We have never met in person, but I have been tracking her for quite some time. She shows up here and there, but every time I try to pin her down, she vanishes. I hope this time she won't slip away so easily. Arueshalae seems agitated, and you detect a tremor in her voice. It seems hunting this hag means an awful lot to her, but you have a sneaky suspicion that the succubus has not told you the full story. Can you help me fight the hag? With a smile, Arueshalae runs a finger along the string of her bow. Naturally. I understand. Let's do it. May Desna aid us. Arueshalae vanishes into the shadows. All right. Bada-boom.
Without a doubt.
Let's get it done.
My tail is twitching. Must be a sign. Pretty good, aren't I?
That's all correct. She should be back here. Actually, we can use the window. I'll move up her a little bit. All right. Now,
I will see this through.
South, turn that on.
You need me. Good.
What's on your mind? I wonder.
Inimosi tradisi. Inimosi tradisi. Inimosi tradisi. Inimosi tradisi. Inimosi tradisi. Inimosi tradisi. Inimosi tradisi.
Smile. The world's not ending just yet.
Don't mind me.
Do you require my unbiased opinion?
Esmi, Axel, yes. Ba, Riti.
All right. Let's get it popping. How dare you come here? doom. Excellent. Bomb away. Cool. Cool. Ooh, masterwork finally. Okay.
This is my kind of work.
Save that real
Forwards.
quick.
Might be trap, might be treasure. This is my kind of work.
I see something over there.
And there goes the bell. Why are my pets not with me? Should have healed that last fight. I forgot about that. Oh well. Why does it seem like people are just standing around? Go. Sorry, Mufasa. That was my fault. All my regular people look so good. I forgot to consider that the pets might not be in good shape. Who is being poisoned? All right.
Oh, the waiting's never fun.
Constitution damage. Come on. All right, now. Stop going back to the beginning. Jeez. You're only sick for another 2 seconds. All right, now. Moving right along.
Pretty good, aren't I?
Back there. Nope. This grave is well tended. It is much more recent than the chapel beside it. There is no name on the tombstone, only an elegant butterfly of Desna.
This is my kind of work.
The bell, now reunited with its clapper, produces a gentle, melodious ringing. Good hope. This bell instills powerful hope in the subjects. Each affected creature gains a +2 morale bonus on saving throws, attack rolls, ability checks, skill checks, and weapon damage rolls. I don't think I've ever rolled a creature that has access to Good Hope. That was a mainstay power for me in Kingmaker. But you know what? I don't have a bard. Maybe it was the bard who had access to it. Maybe that's what I should roll for the playthrough when the update comes out. I'm trying to figure out what goes with within an Azada mythic path.
Anything new?
Maybe Bard is more interesting now than it was in Kingmaker. I didn't feel like it was... I won't allow you to besmirch this place further. I didn't feel like it was really a worthy path of the main character in Kingmaker. But I haven't checked out the subclasses. Does everybody? He does not have... Yeah, we'll do that. Turn on... They will not keep that on. I don't know why. She doesn't have any more rolls of this, and she doesn't have anything else to use, so she can go in melee. He's got one more of these. He can switch this. She's got one more roll of that. In fact, she can switch over to this. Whoa. What did Wolja do? Why did Wolja get destroyed like that? He should not have been close. That's interesting. Well, it is what it is. And he suffered. Why did you run out there like that, bruh? It's fine. All right.
Something wrong?
That.
Missed me already.
I'll watch your back. I
Got
am
her own
yours
thing.
to come.
Inimosi tradisi. Inimosi tradisi. Lisano danium.
Well,
She still got. No, she doesn't still have bar skin.
Inimosi tradisi.
All right. Acid Maul still on for him.
Inimosi tradisi. Lisano danium.
I don't remember.
Una adayana.
Strict Cast Bear.
I'm here.
are we ready to move out?
Pa er riti.
All right, let's do it. Ah, Arueshalae, my dear, are you there? And you brought friends. Good, good. All the more for me. The gall. How dare you show up here of all places? And it's not enough of y'all rushing. Let's go. You have met the enemy Jerunico, who possesses the ability damage reduction of the N type. It cannot be overcome. Sometimes you will meet enemies whose damage reduction cannot be overcome. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. You're done for.
I fear I've been wounded.
What the hell? Why is she still attacking? Stop! Stop! What are you doing, you reprobates? The beaten hag cowers on the rocks. Gone is a terrifying monster you were just fighting, and in its place is a small and frightened old woman. Why do you treat an old biddy like me so harshly? Haven't you any shame, you great brutes? Walter can't take his eyes off the hideous old crone. His teeth are chattering. Sorry, Grady, but you better stay down. You lay there on the stalls or you're only going to make things worse for yourself. Don't listen to her. She's just stalling for time. Arueshalae raises a weapon. What do you know about the demons with the strange abilities? Where are they coming from? Speak. What demons? What are you on about? Under Arueshalae's cold gaze, the hag's face breaks into a grandmotherly smile. Ah, now those demons. Wouldn't they be friends of yours, Aru, my dear? What are you picking on old me for then? I'll tell you everything I know, but you know far more than me on that score. The color drains from Arueshalae's face and the hag's smile grows wider, stretching from ear to ear. My little chicken, don't tell me you haven't told your new toys all that. Keep it to yourself, did you? The hag burst into screeching laughter before turning her gaze on you. Take pity on an old woman. Let me go before any more harm's done. You'd better have a word with your little demoness about those demons. You liar. I've never been to the Ivory Sanctum. Arueshalae's desperate outburst is drowned out by another round of cackling from the hag. Where's it you say you've never been, eh? Where? Like you haven't been sniffing round and seeing who comes and who goes. You didn't see all that? I suppose you don't even know the password neither, eh? The hag looks at you. Your demon girl's lying through her teeth, as per usual. Arueshalae, is this true? You've known all along where the strange demons were coming from? You don't understand. Arueshalae drops her gaze. I lied to you. I used you. I could have told you where to look for these demons right away, but I needed someone who could help me get rid of the hag. When I was freed from the dungeons of Drezen, the demons set her on my trail, and I could not have dealt with her single-handedly. Hearing this, the old woman lets out a screeching cackle that shakes her whole body. What are you laughing at? It doesn't matter what I've done. You won't be leaving here alive. Wait, don't kill the hag. I want to ask her about something. Arueshalae gives a reluctant nod, but doesn't take the blade away from the hag's throat. All right, but don't let this lying filth confuse you. I'm the lying filth here, am I? Now that's the pot calling the kettle black, Aru, my dear. Why do you and Arueshalae want to kill each other? How am I to know why this little harlot of a demon is me near skewered with her knife? Look at her. She's not right in the head. She's pointing a blade at me now, but just you wait. You could be the next one she goes for. She's got a wicked streak in her, see? Even her own kind have condemned her. They paid old Jerunica a shiny coin to get rid of her. 'Twas a no-brainer for me, so I set off after her. I'd almost tracked her down when I was ambushed. She's wriggled her way in among the mortals now. Don't you believe a word this one says, you hear? She's got me now, but next time it might be you she turns on. She'll drink you dry till you're nothing but skin and bone, the dirty fiend. The hag murmurs something under her breath that sounds like the first lines of a spell. Yep. Watch out. She's casting some kind of spell. Trying to trick us, is she? It won't work. With unmatched speed, Arueshalae strikes the hag. She screeches her last rasping cackle, which soon turns into a strangled gurgle. Arueshalae's eyes are plaintive as she holds your gaze. There is much I have to explain, to confess. But first, please, there's something I want to show you. Come, it's not far. Arueshalae approaches the grave. It is small but surprisingly well maintained given the surrounding squalor and neglect. Arueshalae touches the cold stone, decorated with a Desna butterfly like she is meeting an old friend. Silently, she turns to you. She retrieves a map from her bag, makes a mark on it, and holds it out to you. First things first, here. I wasn't lying to you about this. This is where you'll find the Ivory Sanctum, and in it, the secret of the demons with the strange powers. The entrance is hidden under a pile of scrolls. I don't know how to open it, and I have never been inside, but cultists enter it somehow, which means that you can find a way to get inside. Thank you for the map. I appreciate your help. The succubus shakes her head. I lied to you. You trusted me, and I used you to get rid of the hag. This doesn't assuage my guilt, but it is the least I could do. Who does this grave belong to? My last victim. She was a priestess of Desna. I seduced her and drained her soul. She died in my arms, and I decided to bask in her final reveries, so I dove into her fading mind. Dreams are Desna's domain. The goddess noticed my sacrilege, but for some reason, she showed me mercy instead of punishment. She opened my eyes to who I was and who I could be. When I returned to my senses, the first thing I did was bury my final victim here and to make a vow before her grave that I would atone for everything I had done. I didn't even know who she was. I seduced her, deceived her, and killed her. and she saved my soul. Arueshalae wipes her eyes. If only I could die and give her back her life. But I can't, Samori Sykes. All I can do is live on and help those who are still alive. How did you know the hag would be here? When I was freed in Drezen, the demon set her on my trail. She failed to catch me, but she took a hostage of a sort. Arueshalae once again runs her fingers over the granite tombstone. She threatened to corrupt this grave if I didn't come here and surrender. I knew I could not defeat her on my own, so I used you. I used a lie to get you here so you would help me kill her. Forgive me. I'm sorry. How did you know about the Bell of Mercy? This place, the fortress and the bell tower. I saw them in the dreams of the person lying in this grave. She was on her way here for the bell. She wanted to take it from here and return it to the Crusaders in Kenabres, but she never made it here because she met me. I killed her and I devoured her dreams, or rather, they devoured me. That's why when I re-emerged from the dream realm, I buried her here. I thought it was the right thing to do. I've wanted to return the bell to the Crusaders for a long time, but she brings a hand to her face. The barest brush and the bell burns my impure fingers. Why did you have to lie? You could have just asked for help. I was afraid. Afraid that you would refuse if there was nothing in it for you. I was afraid you wouldn't believe me, and I am a demon, Samori Sykes. For centuries, it was all I knew. If you want something, you get it by lying or by force. Luring you here was so easy, so natural. Lies are manipulation. They are my native language, one I have spoken my entire life. Asking for a favor? Now that is a foreign notion that I've only begun to learn. Don't think I'm trying to justify what I did. I know my lie was despicable. I know that perfectly well when I lied to you. I knew it was a step backward, back to the old Arueshalae, and I still did it. There is no excuse for it. I just want you to understand me. Everything is clear now. So, what are you going to do with me? Arueshalae waits with bated breath, her eyes locked on yours. You see fear and sadness there, and also the tiniest flicker of hope. Come with me and serve me, but if you lie to me again, your head is mine, even if I have to go into the abyss to take it. Or you're tormenting yourself for nothing. Your lie didn't hurt anyone, did it? So there's nothing to be sorry for. Chaotic. But I added another black mark to my soul. I tricked you. You could have been hurt. I'll never forgive myself for that. And I'll never do anything like this ever again. Well, I suppose, farewell. Wait, I could use someone like you in my party. Come with me. The succubus looks at you as if she doesn't believe her ears and then nods timidly. Yes, let's go. So, that's cool. My question is it possible to corrupt Arueshalae? Like, of course I know as a angel, I can support her in her quest to be a better person and to live up to Desna's aspirations. But it was not clear at all if I could actually corrupt her. Anytime I said anything that seemed like remotely towards putting her back in or supporting the demon in her, she shut me down very quickly. Like it wasn't even a subject she would entertain. But, you know, maybe I just got to put my back into it. We'll see. We shall see.
I will guide us.
All right. Hey, actually, now that I think about it. Oh, so her class is undead. Interesting. Okay. And hey, she was right up front, but lived through most of the fight. I'm impressed. Slowly but surely, we're gonna get you where you need to be.
Mysteries can wait till tomorrow.
All right. Still cannot recruit. And we got a couple of people who are at death's door. So I guess we'll head back. Yeah. I still want to know what's up with Delamere. So what's next up? We can find the Mystic Crusaders. Does it make sense to do that? Yeah. I guess that's the next thing we'll do. What's the Molten Scar? This is where the skin of them. Oh, right. No. We'll go to Molten Scar next. How do I get there? I'm confused. Oh, okay. I continue from here. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do this then. I'll just stick there. But we will rest. All right, cancel that. Her, him. All right. Save. All right, enter the Molten Scar.
I will not falter.
I'll prove I am
Open your heart to me.
Inimosi Radisi. Inimosi Radisi. Inimosi Radisi. Inimosi Radisi. Inimosi Radisi.
Ona Adayana.
Inimosi Radisi. Inimosi Radisi.
Ona Adayana.
Aporane Selves. Ona Adayana.
I'm always open to ideas.
All right, let's handle business. Little who, man, we'll make a toothy demon out of you. You will be a good soldier. Feathered beast, I'll choke all of you. Get your talons off me. Yaklet, Kanana, Ravik. It hurts. I'll tear you up, kill you, die, let everything burn. Arr! Thomas, what have they done to you, you monsters? Beast! Now get the second one over here. All right. Well, we definitely need to put an end to that.
You are my favorite aide.
Let's get some haste back on here.
Let the duel commence.
Excellent. All that's taken care of. A large Vrock looks at you, craning her disgusting bald neck. Her piercing screech sounds menacing. Why are you here? Do you want to become demons too? Vrocks will transform you right away. Who are you? The Vrock sticks her chest out and spreads her massive black wings. Voromarek, wise Vrock, magical Vrock, snatcher of pathetic humans, maker of demons. Other Vrocks said Voromarek was dumb. Leave Chickenhead, they said, and Voromarek became the favorite student of wise Zanzir, the plagued one, and is now making demons out of humans. Who is dumb now? Drops of saliva fly out of the animal's beak, carrying the stench of death. Long have philosophers wrestled with the question of what makes us superior to demons. We too are susceptible to evil, we are smaller, we are weaker, and so on and so forth. Yet, when I look upon this creature, I am categorically declare that we mortals are superior to demons because we do not look like tattered scarecrows. That wasn't directed at you, Windowog. Your body is the antithesis of fantasy, purest harmony made flesh. There it is, awesome. Windowog bares their teeth. I said sarcasm in your words. Sarcasm acting as a veil for your desire. What are you doing here? Unblinking bird eyes stare at you. Vermarek is making an army. She sends her flock to get humans, silly crusaders at night. The one she steals, she transforms. Makes good demons with sharp teeth who will kill you. The Vrock bursts into shameless screeching laughter as she looks at her deformed prisoners. Wise Xanthir, the Plague One, told her to fly here and gather an army, harm humans. He doesn't have time to do it himself. He is busy reading and thinking. He said he would give the Vrock horrific power, like the strongest demons have. Wise Xanthir, the Plague One, knows the secret, how to pour more power into demons. When he rewards the Vrock, she will tear off the heads of everyone who banished Vermarek. And with the others, she will hunt you from the skies. Pathetic humans. Where did you learn how to turn humans into demons? The Vrock shows you her wrinkled red fist. A piece of paper is clenched within it, smeared with soot and blood. Old knowledge. The wise Vrock read it and did it. The savvy tiefling has serious doubts that the Vrock has ever read anything in her entire life. The savvy tiefling thinks that the wise Vrock is telling fibs. Making demons out of humans. Oh, how fascinating. I've never heard of such a transmutation before. A sheet of paper and a pencil appear in Nenio's hands. My dear colleague, please share your valuable experience with me. How do you do it? Even a broad outline would be most welcome. The Vrock walks around, flapping her wings, snapping her beak, chitter-chattering the strange words. And all the while, the little human bones wriggle out of their skins, their eyes pop out of their sockets, their tongues flap out of their mouths, all blue. Just as it's written, that's what happens. Nenio frowns, looking unconvinced. Allow me to challenge your account, Madam Vrock, and engage in a scholarly debate with you. It is extremely unlikely that in any reputable scientific work you would find the words chitter-chatter. An indignant screech bursts from the demon. The Vrock is wise. The Vrock could not read the scratches, but Xanthir, the Plague One, ordered the Vrock to get the silver-tongued elf who knows ancient words, and he translated everything. He was screaming in pain while Xanthir was eating him. Interesting. What's my intimidate score? 21 or 20. The Vrock is truly wise. The Vrock clucks happily and starts bragging, shedding her caution. Vermarek is the wisest of Vrock. Vermarek is Ravik. It means very smart. Have you seen the wide gate of the world she opened? This is to have more power flow here, to make bigger demons out of stupid humans with bigger teeth. Wise Xanthir, the Plagued One, ordered me to relieve you. Give me the page and fly quickly to get your reward. Oof. The Vrock clucks happily, but then looks at you with suspicion and anger. You are lying. You are afraid of the Vrock, hoping for mercy. You can't fool the Vrock. Give me the paper. I'll scatter your bird brains all over the rocks. Oh, that failed too, huh? The Vrock opens her beak wide and lets out an ear-splitting shriek. Your eyes! Come close. The Vrock will peck out your eyes, tear out your vile tongue, claw out your pathetic heart. Damn, I've got charisma sky high, but hidden persuasion every account, and I still failed the intimidate check? Kind of disappointed, but hey, it is what it is. Time to finish you off. The demon snaps her beak greedily. The Vrock will make an army, and wise Xanthir, the Plague One, will give her power in return. Huge power. He taught the Vrock to make rifts and said he will give even more power. And Vrocks will transform you well. You will be a good demon, an angry demon, a toothy one. 22 seconds left to paste. And we'll switch over to this. Yep, that. Get a little closer, please. Yep, I'm good with that. Sure. Yeah, that works. Okay. And then once he's a little bit closer. Get closer. Take it closer. There we go. Lovely. Good stuff. Good stuff. What's here? More stuff to use. Okay.
Welcome your company.
Boom. Boom. Boom.
Together we stand.
19, 18, 14. Very good. Jana. The girl raises her eyes to you. She is deathly pale, either from exhaustion or terror. You don't know. Knight Commander, it's you. How did you wind up here? I got lost. I lost my way when I ran. I walked and walked with no food. And then the Vrocks came, and the girl shudders and peers around with haunted eyes. Did they perform the ritual on you? The one they did on the 2 captured crusaders? Not before you got here, but they said I'd be next, and I couldn't do anything. I just had to watch and wait. So what am I supposed to do with you now? The girl gathers her remaining scraps of strength and takes a deep breath. I know your anger would be because I left. I left you in the middle of a fight against the demons. I deserted my duty, but it was my first real battle against actual demons. Lawful, open the cage. You are saved, but you're going to prison for desertion. Open the cage. It's all in the past. You can go back to your people. This is one of those rare times we're going to choose lawful. Not daring to argue, the girl meekly nods. The crusader in front of you looks terrible. His skin is charred and cracked, oozing blood. Horrible claws are growing from under his nails, tearing them from the fingers, and barely controlled madness is flickering in his eyes. The wheezing comes from the knight's bloody throat is like the growl of an animal. Help, in the name of all the gods. Well, who are you? Gathering all his strength, the knight gets a short, clipped reply, reporting as he's been trained to do. Crusaders, abducted during an exploratory mission. I am Woolard, and this is Thomas. The knight nods at his friend. The latter cannot speak. His pointed teeth are growing without stopping, and they have pierced through his lower jaw, sealing his mouth shut. He is moaning something furiously, his bloodshot eyes rolling wildly. Do you know anything about the girl in the other cage? No. They brought her in after. She could barely stand. She was weak from exhaustion. Looked like she hadn't eaten in days. The Vrock tossed her in that cell and haven't touched her since. She hasn't talked to us either. How did you get here? The flame of fury is raging in the Crusaders' eyes. We were exploring the gorge on Anevia's orders and we ran into them. Vrocks attacked us, beat us up, and dragged here. We thought they wanted to eat us. Oh, gods. It would be better if they had. You should have fought better, coward, then you wouldn't have been taken prisoner. The knight responds with an angry roar, his eyes filling with blood from a broken vessel. Do not provoke, Commander. Taking a deep breath, the knight continues, more distinctly this time. We fought well, but there were too many of them. What did they do to you? We were put through some horrifying ritual. Maybe that's how Arueshalae tormented her test subjects. The pain is unbearable, Commander. Like being dipped in boiling water and then dragged over a grater. I saw the abyss. It lunged at me like a wild beast, pouring its vile poison into me and into my bones, turning them into molten metal. The Vrocks said that I would be their soldier. Thomas and I are far from the first ones they've done this to. I think they've made a kind of tunnel through their cool world, and the filth gushes in from there. They pump it into us and make us fight for their side. It pains me to think about it, but a few times I thought that the demons I killed looked like some of my friends, people I thought had died. Now I know what happened to them. To have first-hand knowledge of the subtle influence of the abyss's emanations, to have endured such a fundamental transmutation and retained your sanity. I am truly delighted for you. I even envy you a little. If only I can have the chance to participate in such a groundbreaking experiment. What should we do with you now? Help us or kill us, but don't abandon us like this. This pain is unbearable. It's taking over my mind. I'm afraid I will kill someone. Maybe the clerics can cure us? You joined the crusade to fight, and you turned out to be lousy at it. Now you've been given the strength you need to crush your enemies. Seize it and use it. Don't bawl about like a child. What happened to you was a blessing, not a curse. What is there to discuss? They have been mutilated. They are in pain. Killing them would be a mercy. If you're not willing to do it, I'll do it myself. Wendowog, if you think what happened to them is a good thing, will you take them under your command? Ooh. Of course. I will send them to my tribe. They will watch over them and, yes, train them to fight to the death and never be taken prisoner again. If they're as dangerous in battle as they look, maybe we'll make decent fighters out of them. The knight looks desperate, but he finds it within himself to give a stalwart nod. All right, we'll go to the mongrels and not inflict ourselves on good ordinary folk. There's no need to sow strife in their hearts, but we are still crusaders. If an hour of need should come, you can count on us, Commander. With your permission, Thomas and I will search the vicinity. Now that the Vrocks have been ousted, we need to gather their poor victims. We will make sure they make it to the mongrels. That's interesting. So, of course, the conversation with Jana is a little different. If Seelah's there, if you basically allow her out of the cage, Jana just makes a run for it. I've gotten up to, I finished the beta, got up to level 18, finished Act 4, and I never saw her again. But I also have not completed Seelah's quest line. You're not able to do that in the beta. So, who knows, maybe you do see her again. All right. Back up. Let's go ahead, sell some of this gear and get some rest. And then we'll head down to look for our missing crusaders. Oh yeah, definitely want to use haste when fighting these jerk-offs. What? Nice. Nope, just a regular long spear. Keep going. Start. So hit the board first. See if my kingdom needs anything. Sleep. No, actually, level up Arueshalae first, then sleep. Sell my stuff. Go speak to Arueshalae. We'll be ready to head back out. Ooh, unless they give us something to do. Effects, rangers, no marksman. Ignore, no, not marksman. Oh, well, actually, this is a tough choice. So I like either marksmen, which ignore attack penalty when shooting at long range, or headhunters, have attack bonus against ranged units, respond to a ranged attack with a retaliatory attack once per round. Yeah, I like headhunters. Let's go with headhunters. Okay. I forgot. Did any of you have anything else to say? No, she's good. Arabeth. I found out how the demons snuck up on us. It won't happen again. And it just... Okay. It just closed out. That's weird. Seems like she should have responded in some way to that, but we're just going to go ahead and move forward. Okay, so that rank up is complete. We do not have enough material points for that. Diplomacy. Other. A holy relic of Desna has been found in the ruins of the fortress near the Green Gates. The chime of the bell ringing out once more after many years of silence will fill mortal souls with faith and hope for victory. But extracting the holy relic from the ruins and taking it to Drezen will require the combined efforts of an entire unit. Finally gave Windowalk something to do, and she is still at a -1. Good lord. Okay. And all my advisors are taken up. Come on. Excellent. Doom.
A rest would be welcome.
Yes, 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 I know. Oh, wait. Actually, no, I don't need to bother with. I just need to make sure a spell book is filled out, just in case I need to use her, which I don't think I will, but we'll keep her anyway. One of these. Since vitals, definitely. Catch grace, I guess. None of these is really all that great for her. I guess, yeah, she could take instant enemy. Sure. Okay. And let me just make sure. Right, Delamere is nowhere in this list, right? Yeah, of course. Okay. Just is what it is. I really hope I haven't screwed her up. I mean, I was looking forward to, you could only use her when you're a Lich. So having her in my party was something I was really looking forward to. I wonder if I have to have that tower first. If maybe getting her is part of my mythic path. Maybe I went there too early. Screwed myself over. Oh, well. I'm not going back, so can't worry about it now. If it turns out that's the case, lesson learned. The girl's ruby eyes stare watchfully at passers-by who don't notice her even at arm's length. She turns to you, her face a mixture of contemplation, sadness, and admiration. They're amazing, aren't they? We're being attacked by demons with unusual powers. Do you know anything about them? Arueshalae thinks for a long while. Finally, she answers hesitantly. Back in Arueshalae, there were rumors about terrible experiments that Baphomet and Discari performed on their troops to make them stronger. Here on the material plane, these rumors were embellished with lots of details. Some say the demons undergo rituals acquired from Zun-Kuthon. Who's who? Who's he? Zun-Kuthon. The deity Zun-Kuthon, also known as the Midnight Lord, the Dark Prince, and the Prince of Pain, God of darkness, envy, loss, and pain, possessed one of the most twisted and evil minds in the great beyond. His position as god of pain is well earned, and he has been the root of countless torturers, murderers, and worse throughout time. He was once a benevolent demigod named Do Brawl, but was corrupted when he traveled to the far, dark places between the planes and returned in his current form. His half-sister, Shellin, still holds out hope that she can redeem him, though the Lord of Shadows shows no sign of remorse or compassion. Demon Lords. The most powerful of the demons are unique demigods, rulers of the abyss, with their own individual powers and abilities. These demon lords are known throughout the multiverse, and many cults exist to them on the material plane. The total number of demon lords is beyond knowing. Of the countless powerful demons who rule the various layers of the abyss, some are better and more widely known and worshipped. The most ubiquitous demon lord, and the only one to have attained full godhood, is Lamashtu, the mother of monsters. Demon Lord of Beasts, Labyrinths, and Minotaurs, Baphomet was the first and greatest Minotaur, a beast created by Lamashtu to serve as a leader for her latest creations. Seeking even greater favor from the mother of monsters, Baphomet sought to raid hell to steal Asmodeus' ruby rod. Unfortunately for him, he was caught. As punishment, the Prince of Darkness inscribed his own symbol of the Minotaur Lord's brow with the nail of his index finger and imprisoned him in a maze so cunningly crafted that Asmodeus declared it unsolvable. In this act, the Lord of Hell overstepped. The cunning Baphomet not only solved the maze after only a decade, he stole the labyrinth itself from hell, taking it with him when he returned to the abyss. Baphomet claimed this new realm for himself. He plots and schemes from his redoubt to return to hell, not to steal from Asmodeus this time, but to slay him. All right. Is there a grain of truth in any of these ramblings? There's no way to know. Naturally, none of these rumors give any indication of where the demons come from. I'm sorry, I can't help. The only thing that's clear is that the lowly fighters in the army of the Abyss are as puzzled by this as we are. The Abyss is a realm of infinite horror and unlimited danger. Its vast chasms, known as the Outer Rifts, wind throughout the surface of the Outer Sphere. Where the Outer Rifts of the Abyss open onto realms like Elysium or even Heaven, they are the sites of eternal wars against the celestial races. Here, the armies of good maintain permanent encampments along the edges of abyssal rifts and do their best to prevent the rift spread. For spreading is the correct word. The outer rifts are growing, if slowly. Scholars believe that this is a sure sign of the end of all things, that nothing can stop the growing dissolution of the outer sphere, and that at some time in the future, the abyss will consume it all. Worse, the outer rifts do not constrain themselves to the outer sphere. They can open elsewhere and have done so countless times before to consume entire worlds. The malevolent world wound in northern Avistan is but the latest to appear in the material plane, a rent in reality that even the full might of the nation of Mendev is unlikely to contain for long. The abyss is possessed by many layers, strung together by the river Styx. Its inhabitants are demons, its rulers demon lords, who wrestled control of the plane eons ago from the primordial Quilipoth. I'm sorry, I have no idea how to pronounce that. What are you doing here? I'm watching. She nods at the city's dwellers as they hurry past. I'm listening to their conversations, studying their faces. I'm trying to understand what they truly are. Why do you like to watch people? You know, in my old life, I thought I knew everything about them. I was a master of seduction after all. I knew how to tempt a mortal into doing anything I required. I could trap them in a lie, or lie myself and never get caught. It's disgusting to remember, but that was my life for many centuries. Now I see I knew nothing. A demon warrior probably also considers himself an expert on mortals because he's killed so many of them. He certainly knows where to thrust the spear for a quick death and where to thrust it for a long and painful one. And he thinks that's enough. My knowledge, it was of the same kind. I ruined many mortals without learning the first thing about them. Now I watch them to understand them. This won't give my victims back their lives, of course, but still, by growing closer to these mortals, it's like I am paying back some part of my debt to my victims' memories. Have you learned anything new about mortals? They love cats. Arueshalae speaks in a very serious manner, as if sharing an important scientific discovery with you, but then a moment later she smiles to give the joke away. Seriously, have your observations of humans led to anything? I wouldn't want to draw any rash conclusions. I've only been watching them for a short while, but I think I have understood one thing. The succubi have a saying, mortals always lie. If a mortal isn't talking, it means she's busy lying to herself. Succubi are a race of demons, infamous across the plains for tempting mortal souls and engendering misery and destruction through their seductive manipulations. They are sometimes called lust demons. Succubi flavor the sweet taste of a mortal's life force and possess the ability to drain it with their infamous soul-sucking kisses. But now I see this isn't true. You mortals aren't liars, you're dreamers. Each of you creates a huge daydream for yourself and everyone you share your life with. It isn't exactly a lie, because the daydream is your truth. Don't you think you're being a little creepy? What? The succubus blinked, surprised. Really? Why? I don't mean any harm. I see, let me ask you another question. Of course, but forgive me if I don't have any answers. Tell me about yourself. I'm afraid you won't like what I'm going to tell you. Where did succubi come from? Did you have a childhood? No. Well, yes, but in brief, the abyss is nothing like the mortal world. Arueshalae makes a gesture in the air, trying to find the right words. You remember life since conception. No, wait, you don't remember that part, do you? But certainly you know everything since birth. We do not. Normally, when a human dies, the Lady of Graves decides which plane they go to. Most often, those who arrive in the abyss turn into larvae. You know, the little worms no one notices until you step on them. They crawl in the mud for centuries, devouring each other, and the strongest ones turn into demons. Pharasma, the Lady of Graves, Mother of Souls, Grey Lady. Pharasma is the goddess of birth, death, and prophecy. She shepherds Galarian's recently departed souls to their final reward. Upon death, souls migrate via the River of Souls to Pharasma's boneyard in the Outer Sphere, which sits atop an impossibly tall spear that pierces the astral plane. She is among the most ancient deities in the multiverse, but keeps her knowledge of the fate of all souls closely guarded. I don't know how that transformation happens. Maybe we hatch out of them, like caterpillars out of butterflies. No, wait, it's the other way around. Or maybe greater demons sculpt us out of them, like so much clay. I don't know what happened to the larva that they used to make me. In my own memory, it begins with vague, fragmented images. Terrors, executions, orgies. I remember some poor lad half gnawed by the larva. He was crying and begging to be killed, and I pointed at him and laughed and said I wouldn't. Desna, forgive me. I'm so ashamed. How did you end up turning against the abyss? Temptation, Arueshalae smiled sadly. Strange, isn't it? So many people believe that being good is important, but it's boring and unpleasant. And all that's enjoyable and tempting pertains to evil. Even the servants of kind gods often think so, do they not? You have no idea how easy that makes the role of a temptress. Well, it was my great fortune to discover that it's not always like that. Arueshalae looks away. My last victim was a priestess of Desna, the tender of dreams. As you know, demons do not sleep. Mortals always compare the greatest moments to dreams. So I decided it would be interesting to see for myself, and while I was at it, forgive me, goddess, to mock Desna. This priestess lay in my arms, dying of my kiss. I remember every smallest detail, the cold sweat on her skin, her eyes rolled back into her head, her weak whisper. It's so difficult to recount. While I dove into her mind to see what mortal dreams were like, but the goddess saw me in her realm, and it turned out I remained there far longer than I planned. What did Desna do to you? As a punishment, she gave me mercy. I often think, why me? She could easily have blown me away like smoke, with the flick of her finger. The gods rarely trouble themselves with the lives of mortals, and even less so with demons. But for reasons of her own, she paid me special attention. She awoke in me the memories of the sinners whose souls were used to create me. All those humans, I knew nothing of them until Desna showed me. Each of them had their own dreams, and a world without pity trampled each of them and placed them on a path that led to the abyss. Their memories, all their hopes and pain. I'm sorry, it's hard for me to talk about this. You see tears well up in the succubus's eyes. Arueshalae wipes away her tears and continues. The most important thing I realized was that every mortal is a little world of hopes and dreams, and that although I, I might be a succubus. I didn't have to live forever with those beastly, boring pleasures and tortures of the abyss. I can be free. I can be myself. If only I can understand who I am. You don't know who you are? What of you? Do you know who you are? Are there many mortals who can make that claim? Before returning to me to the mortal world, Desna whispered something to me. I can still hear her words. She asked me, "And what do you dream of?" And I don't know. I still don't. You see, demons are simple creatures. Arueshalae purses her lips. Each is guided by 2 or 3 strong sins. Before my conversion, my sins were all I was, a ball of desire without anyone behind them doing the desiring. Desires for sex, for flattery, and food. Desna, also known as the Great Dreamer, Lady Luck, and Mother Moon, goddess of dreams, luck, stars, and travelers, is among the most ancient of deities. While her peers burdened themselves with the task of creating Galarian, she spent her time building the heavens. She knew that there would be plenty of time for her and her followers to explore the many wonders of the world later. She's changed little since those earlier days, and she and her followers delight in exploring the world. I'm reading these because it just now occurred to me that I probably skipped reading them before because I had already played through the beta, so I already knew what was in them, but many of you are looking at this game for the first time, so it might be worthwhile to see this additional explanation of each of these terms. But now I have me, and it's amazing, but it's so complicated. Arueshalae makes an apologetic gesture and smiles. What did you do after Desna converted you? I traveled. In the beginning, I thought it wise to keep away from demons and their temptations, run off to Absalom or perhaps even further to another plane. But then I realized that I didn't deserve freedom yet. The abyss was still in me. It called to me, tempting me, seducing me. If I ran away, I would soon return to my old habits. Arueshalae forces the word from her mouth. That is why I came here, to join the war, to remember who my enemy is, to defeat the demons, not just for the mortal world, but for myself as well. Because if I don't kill my past, it will always be reaching for me. I'm a wonderful liar. I'm no longer proud of it, but it's still true. The demons never suspected my treason until the very end. I lived as a spy and regularly reported back to the priest of Desna whatever I learned. Naturally, I concealed my identity from them as well. I would never have been caught, but when I learned that the Sky was planning an attack on Kenebres, there was no time for caution. I risked everything to warn you and paid with my freedom. You know, with my help, you could return and inflict terrible vengeance on all the demons who put you through that. Return to the abyss? Why? I don't even want to look at it. So, do you worship Desna now? The goddess did a lot for me, more than I ever deserved. Asking anything more of her would be impudent. I'm grateful to her, but I try not to trouble her with my prayers. Thank you for your answers. I hope they didn't upset you too much, at least not as much as they upset me. Okay, we'll skip number 4 for now. Tell me about life in the Abyss. I can't tell you about all of the Abyss. I've only seen a small part. If you like, I can tell you about the Midnight Isles and Arueshalae. Tell me about the Midnight Isles. In the ocean of Ishiar, not far from the mouth of this river Styx, there's a chain of islands. This is the realm of Noctakula, the queen of the succubi. There's no sun there, only a moonlit night, alternating with a moonless one. Noctakula, demon lord of assassins, darkness, and lust. Lady Noctakula is a beautiful but deadly creature. Even demon lords aren't safe from her deadly seductions. The number of demon lords she's seduced and assassinated is formidable. Noctakula's abyssal realm consists of dozens of islands on an immense sea of still black water. The sky is always dark here, with strange stars and a disturbingly large moon in the sky above. Each of these Midnight Isles represents a demon lord or other notable entity she's assassinated. With each new kill, her realm grows. The other demon lords treat Noctakula with a mixture of obsession and fear. Lamastu's cult has taken notice of Noctakula's rising power and has increased the level of hostility with her worshippers, causing some to believe that Noctakula may be close to become the second demon to ascend to divinity. Each of the islands is one of Nocticula's trophies, the remains of a powerful entity that perished at her hands. As you see, you cannot take a step in the abyss without treading on corpses. Tell me about Arueshalae. The Porphyry City is Nocticula's capital. There's no city like it in the mortal world. Absalom is a village in comparison. Millions, I don't exaggerate, millions of demons and mortals live there. Some come voluntarily, not only from Galarian, but from other planes as well. Nocticula keeps an open boundary and enjoys having many guests, merchants, and travelers in the city. Some arrive in chains. The slave trade is the most thriving business in the city. From afar, the city may seem a merry place. Many of its dwellers do enjoy themselves until it's their turn to become someone else's toy. It's a city of suffering, some more sites, of cheerful festive torments that everyone in the city inflicts on those around them. What are some places of interest in Arueshalae? The heart of the business quarter is the flesh markets, where the slave trade takes place. I grew up there in the mansion of Lady Valexia. Her house is always full of guests doing their best to entertain her. Those whose performance is not to our liking risk remaining at our house forever. The main attraction of the Succubi City is, of course, the brothels, the 10,000 delights. I need not tell you what they offer. If you can imagine it, someone is selling it. The harem of ardent dreams is also there, which serves as a sort of city hall. Shamira, Nocticula's right hand and mayor of Arueshalae, receives her visitors there. For those who prefer bloodier sport, there are many arenas in the city. The most famous of them is the Battle Bliss. Battles run continuously, without breaks and without rules. It doesn't matter what trickery you use to win. It only matters how much fun the crowd is having. And above it all towers the House of Silken Shadows, Nocticula's palace. Hundreds, thousands of towers and domes adorned with jewels. There are legends of what happens inside. Many have striven to experience the delights of the Succubi Queen's palace, forgetting that it was built for her pleasure, not theirs. What can you tell me about Nocticula? She's called the Lady in Shadow. They say she was the first succubus. She's far from the most powerful of the demon lords, but this hasn't kept her from becoming the ruin of many creatures significantly more powerful than herself, even building her kingdom up on their bones. They say that, like Lamashtu, she strives to turn herself from a demon lord into a true goddess. She enjoys killing, but her favorite tools are seduction and deception. She only stoops to cruel violence when there are no other games to play, and even then she backstabs from the shadows. Her favorite weapon is a crossbow, though a silk garrote would suit her better. If you should ever meet her, do not believe a word she says and do not fall for her provocations. Do not try to beat her at her own game, and most importantly, remember, the worst mistake anyone can make is to underestimate her. Thanks for the information. I'll be happy if it helps. What do you think of the powers I gave you? It's a great temptation. I don't know if I should be trusted with such power. I certainly wouldn't trust myself with it. When you have so much power, it's easy to decide you're a god and the mortals are your toys. Perhaps I should wait until after we defeat the forces of the Abyss. But that's precisely what these powers are for. The girl thinks for a moment, then speaks softly. You take a great risk. I'm not sure I can handle the temptation. It's hard enough as it is. I ask you a personal question, the kind of question a mortal might ask a succubus. You want to talk about sex? Arueshalae looks you in the eye. Ask me anything. I'll not keep secrets from you. But don't expect to hear anything lighthearted or pleasant. We'll skip one for now. What is sex between demons like? Everything demons do is sort of cannibalism. Each devours mortals and other demons in their own way. Some enjoy literally tearing off pieces of flesh with their teeth. Others like to subdue and turn their prey into slaves and living tools. Some feed on others' humiliation. It comes in different forms, but the essence is always the same. Another being is an object to be used for your own pleasure. Demon sex doesn't differ from any other type of violence. In my former life, it was something I did to others or others did to me. Only one person ever received pleasure, not the other. Do you still feel desire? Arueshalae keeps a long silence as she searches for the right words. You see, on the one hand, my succubus nature remains with me. The desire I feel is the one from my old life. When I look at any mortal, I immediately imagine how she looks away. But that feeling, that desire, it's not what mortals feel. When you like someone, you don't ponder how good it would feel to drink their soul, do you? You think about how good it would feel to be together. Together, you see? You know how to want someone and at the same time not want to destroy them. For me, it's always one and the same. True despair rings in Arueshalae's voice. I'm not even talking about love, just the common mutual affection of mortals when they're not poisoned with violence. Now I know that I've never felt it. It's hard to imagine how it's even possible. Love is a wonderful feeling. I believe you will be able to experience it someday. I hope so. It's just that the girl puts her hand on her chest. I don't deserve it. Who would dare love a predator from the abyss who, by her very nature, is unable to return those feelings? Gently touch Arueshalae's fingers. I believe in you. I can help you if you let me. Your fingers briefly touch the succubus's heat skin, and she anxiously jerks her hand back. Her eyes shine with fear, hope, and something new, fragile and tender, something that makes her look surprisingly like an embarrassed mortal girl. I will. The kiss of a succubus is deadly, isn't it? Not just the kiss. Any caress of any kind sucks the life from mortals, and there's nothing I can do about it. Arueshalae touches her lips ever so slightly. For mortals, tenderness is tenderness and violence is violence. But I don't know what it's like to kiss and not inflict pain. I just hope my observations of mortals will help me understand. Young lovers, old spouses, even what mortals condemn as promiscuity. To me, it all looks like something amazingly human. Wait, you mean you don't just watch people during the day out in the street? Well, I never touch anyone. I never harm anyone. I just watch and listen. Is that bad? No, it's not bad. Just don't get caught. I can promise you that, the succubus smiles. You know, a drop of vital energy is a small price to pay for your kiss. Don't joke like that. For me, it's not a joke at all. I'm not kidding. I can easily spare a bit of vital essence for the sake of a kiss. Arueshalae's cheeks blush faintly. Her thin lips open a little and she wets them with the tip of her tongue. Sighing deeply, she answers with apparent effort. I never want to feel such pleasure again. Not with anyone, ever. If I kiss anyone, I want to be sure that the kiss brings us both pleasure, not pain. Arueshalae's voice grows soft and you barely hear her words. I should like to kiss someone again, but only as a mortal, not as a demon. Thank you for being so open. Arueshalae nods without saying a word. I have to go. I will be watching you. All right. That was quite the convo. And let's check the inventory. Sending order. What's this? Two-handed, but it's a monk weapon. So, I assume unavailable to the undead? Available to the undead. That's interesting. It's +4. Yep, no reason not to switch. Let's see, damage 1712. Yeah. Oh, wait. Yeah, 1722. 1625. 1d10 plus 15. So this does more damage, but that has higher attack and it's a +4 enhancement. I'll stick with that. This is one-handed. +4 bonus on the first attack against a new demon. Yeah, that's fine, whatever. I forgot. Let me check something. What's her armor? 10. Okay, cool. So you are wearing the best heavy armor available. And this is medium army. This is an intermediate step of relic creation. That's interesting. Okay. So I guess we'll just keep it around. Interesting. Okay, whatever. All right. Some more protection. Guess we can give you a ring of protection. What's these boots? Grant the wearer a permanent effect of the freedom of movement spell. I've never needed to use the freedom of movement spell, but we'll go ahead and throw it on her. What's this? These gloves grant the wearer +4 bonus to range, touch attack rolls, and +5 competence. Range touch attack is definitely you. Well, actually, I also use that a lot. What's this? I mean, suffers -2 penalty. Oppressor. Yeah, we'll leave it with him. What's this? This helmet grants the wearer a +4 bonus to initiative. Actually, like the idea of my Lich kicking things off. Mighty Fist. Unarmed attacks. All right. Yeah, that means you must be Seelah's one, and I don't need to bother giving you anything. Bracelets of armor. These braces grant the wearer armor bonus of 1. Oh, wait. Why is this having in red? How much do you get? Max dexterity, so you're still at the max. And that means this is useless to you. And how about you? You are not wearing any armor, but you should be. Yeah, we need to go ahead and give you some ranks in that to help keep you from dying so damn much. And you cannot wear rings. Whenever the wearer of this ring becomes a target of an attack of opportunity, the attacker suffers 1d8 force damage. I mean, I could throw it on her. Nah, I'm not particularly interested in that. All right. That's all done. We don't have any shirts you can wear yet. What's this? Yeah, I don't need either one of those either. Okay. Keep the wand. What's these again? These dice randomly grant the owner a +1 luck bonus on an attacker damage roll to AC during an enemy's attack once per day. This effect lasts the whole day. Somebody should be wearing that. I keep forgetting to put that on. I'll take care of that. Remove disease. I don't think I need to keep that around. All right. Okay, sell all that. And let's go talk to Seelah, since we found her friend. Let's see if she has any thoughts.
Leads on.
Actually, now that I think about it. All right, so this is still considered daylight. Good days and clear skies. What do you say? Where are we off to today? Seelah, I found your friend Jana imprisoned by Vrocks. I'll be damned. I wish I'd been there. And how is she? She was in prison after she ran from us at the Houndheart's camp. The Vrocks wanted to perform a demonic ritual on her, but I arrived before they could. I wish I had realized earlier that she was such a coward. Not everyone belongs in a war against the demons. I should have talked to Arabic and sent her somewhere far to the rear. So what happened? I sent her to prison. Seelah takes a while to process the news. She's a deserter, so I guess that's fair. It's hard to accept it, but if we turn a blind eye to our friend's cowardice, it won't do us any good, will it? I feel sorry for Jana, but I respect your decision. Prison isn't the same as the gallows, after all. I'll visit Jana today to find out how she's doing. Thanks for speaking with me. Until next time. See you. Okay, cool. So she takes the news surprisingly well. right. And save. Awesome. Okay. I think that's a good place to stop. I appreciate everyone who took time to watch the playthrough today. If you enjoyed it, please go ahead and leave me a like and leave any commentary you have down in the comment section. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care.